I'm joined by head coach Kevin Griffin from Eastern Mennonite University women's basketball. They were picked number 7 in this year's preseason poll. Coach, taking a look at your squad right now, you've got a decent mix of players, but you don't have that upper tier, upperclassman age player where you only have the one junior or senior on your roster. You've got a couple new players coming in. What has that done for you in the dynamic for early season practice so far?
So it's different than the previous 5, maybe 6 years for us. This is probably the youngest team that we've had. And maybe even since I've been there, we have 1 senior, we have 5 freshmen. So it's basically like starting over. We do have some kids that have played a lot of minutes that are returning, but overall, yeah, it's the youngest group we've had in I think almost 7 years.
When we take a look at that vein for you, what have you had to change about your process knowing that you haven't had to coach like that in so many years? What is new about you for this year, say from the past 3 or 4 years?
I think the first thing is just, aside from the teaching piece, is trying to get this group to play hard and to understand that there's a high school play hard and then there's a college basketball play hard. And, we're so conditioned to AAU and all the other stuff that we do, and, we're used to playing 3 or 4 games on a Saturday and getting our kids to understand we're going to play once on Saturday, and everything we do, every possession, there's not a letdown time in a practice. So just trying to really, really rally them to make every possession and every drill and every sprint count.
We've seen some really good players come out of your program in the past years. Who's got the potential, or maybe a couple people that have the potential to step out and make a name for themselves this season?
We have 1 senior, and I think she finished the year really strong last year, Johnny Guest. She's a post player. She is a presence. She's got great hands. She's worked on conditioning, and she's just been she's not a super vocal kid, but she will speak when needed, and so the kids listen to that. We have another starting guard as a sophomore last year, averaged double figures. She's really good defensively, really good offensively. That's Manisha Walker. So those 2 kids are going to lead us in terms of work ethic, in terms of points, in terms of the experience. We do have 3 starters back, so we're excited about that. And then the rest of the kids, we have other kids who played, but they don't necessarily have that 25, 30-minute game experience.
When we take a look at something that all returning players had to adjust to last year, were the rule changes in the game. Going from a 2-half system to 4 quarters is just one example of some of the rules that changed to speed up the game or change the way the game was played a little bit. Talk about your impressions on how that affected the game and maybe how it affected EMU basketball.
Well, we traditionally have tried to play fast. I mean, we're trying to be the first to 80 or 90. So I personally did not care for the quarters. I know it gives you a break to catch your breath, but I don't necessarily think it hurt our wins or losses last year. But the less breaks, the better, in my opinion. We're trying to just go and make it a track meet. So again, does that mean you can't run and play with quarters? No, it doesn't. But personally, I liked the halves better, and I liked the less breaks, the better for us.
When we take a look at the league, I think over the past 4 years we've had 4 different champions of the ODAC tournament. We may have had some people playing in title games in consecutive years, but we've had different champions. Talk a little about what you see for the 2016-17 season coming in.
Yeah, last year or 2 years ago we had, and we've talked about this a lot as coaches, but we've had these meetings where how do you get your conference to be more respected nationally, and you start really from the bottom up, and I mean, I think that has definitely taken place in the last several years where the bottom record-wise teams have gotten progressively better and better and better. And the parity of our league is an answer to your question in terms of there's not been that one dominant team. We had a 3-year run where we won the regular season, but there's not been that dominant team that runs through our league that just, every single year you say, well, they're the dominant team. It makes for every single night a wide open, everybody's got a shot, any given night kind of situation.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today, and good luck this season.
Thank you.